Tonight, guys, we are going on a Lost Plate tour here in Guangzhou. We're with our local guide, Sue, who's going to be taking us around. So what exactly are we going to be doing today, Sue?
So we're in the heart of Guangzhou City, and we're going to be checking out 5 different restaurants where only locals would go. And these are not touristy spots. These are very much where common people go to eat. And so
yeah, it's great.
Going to be very much Cantonese based, and we're going to see how local people live.
So Cantonese food, local food tour. We're ready to eat. Are you guys ready to eat at home? I hope so. Let's go eat.
So we are at our first stop, guys, and we actually got these coconuts, and I'm really curious what's inside.
So basically, we have these cut up bits of coconut. We've got this kind of chicken also. That's
oh, there's chicken inside of there?
Yeah,
oh my god,
yeah,
I'm gonna love it.
It's a silky chicken, so it's got dark skin.
I was wondering why it's so dark. Is it like, so when you say silky chicken, what does that mean?
So it's a special kind of chicken, considered very nutritious, and it's great for soup, and especially like cooked for a long time.
So it's kind of transparent. Let's get
What is it?
It's such a weird taste because it's a chicken soup, but actually you can straight away taste the coconut as well.
Now the next thing I want you to try is that chicken,
Black
because
chicken.
that is something I've never really
I'm actually
consumed
very
before.
excited. So it looks like this.
I wonder if it's going to be different kind of flavor. Does it taste like chicken?
Yeah, I like it.
It's more bony than
It's bone.
your
I
regular
think that I
chicken.
actually,
Yeah.
it was a bit crunchy, so I might have eaten a bone.
Okay, I mean, they've been cooked in the bowl for long enough that like the bones are soft that you can.
Yeah, the bones are actually also black. That's crazy.
So I've got to the point where I can't really get this soup out with a spoon. So Sue's instructed me that I can drink it just like this. So I feel, oh, beep, beep.
I think somebody is not happy with you drinking the soup.
Wow. It really does feel like I'm drinking health right now. It's super delicious, really strong coconut flavor. Oh wow. It's really like kind of warming inside as well. It's strange because you said it's like humid and we're having warm soup, but it feels good. Is it because there's maybe some cooling properties inside of the coconut maybe, or?
Yeah, there's a Chinese medicine theory about how actually when you're humid inside and when it's humid outside, it's actually better to get the humidity out of your body by drinking or eating hot stuff because you sweat more. And then the sweat carries the humidity outside of your body.
That's so interesting.
That's so like counterintuitive. So you're humid, you need to get the heat out of your body so you consume hot soup.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Chinese medicine. So Sue, I've noticed that all of these motorbikes, they like to share the pavements as well. Is there a reason for that? It's quite common in China actually.
It's quite common in China, especially in a city as old as Guangzhou. We're also in one of the oldest parts of the city, so you see that a lot of the zoning areas in the city are not as clear as and the honking and so Guangzhou is it kind of come up as pretty messy actually, like pretty hectic.
Chaotic,
Yeah, when you're like walking on the street, you have to be like all eyes.
Always
open.
switched on, yeah, because even this, like the motorbikes, they want to come on to, like here. Should we let them come through? But is that because of the infrastructure as well? It's not really set up for controlling it.
I think so, yeah. This is our second stop where we're going to be having this very local dish called chanfen, and it's translated as rice noodle roll. The special part of this restaurant is that they use a bamboo sheet to steam the rice roll instead of just a steel or a plastic sheet, because the pores of the bamboo are able to allow the steam to come through, and it's able to cook the rice roll more thoroughly. And at the same time, it's also able to create these creases on the rice roll that then absorbs the soy sauce and all the ingredients that come inside.
And she just put it into that, it looks like a steamer.
Yeah, it's a steamer that all the rice rolls get cooked in, and it's a very, very systematic and efficient process. As you can see, you can cook multiple sheets at a time. And she does this like 100 or like 1,000 times a day.
Imagine,
so,
yeah.
That's crazy. It's so thin.
Yeah.
And somebody is having it for takeaway.
Yeah, But the thinness also comes from how she lays the soup on the mat. So it takes a lot of skill to be able to create this kind of texture.
She's a master.
Yeah, it's also a lot busier in the mornings because it's a very common breakfast food.
Are you able to ask her how long she's been doing this for?
阿姨想问一下，您做这个工作多久了？
我做了快10年，
10年了，almost 10 years.
10 years, okay.
几百。
What's happening?
这是最低的时候啊。如果是真正是很多，
I was just asking her how many she makes on a daily basis.
Okay.
She says, well, because I suggested, oh, is it like about 100? And she's like, oh no, like definitely more than 100.
Like 1,000?
A couple hundred.
A couple hundred, yeah.
And then she's like, oh, but I don't know because I'm not the boss, you know. I just make and then so she refers to that woman
Yeah.
who, you know, takes the cashier's role, and she says, on a regular day, definitely a couple of hundred.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she's the master, been doing this for 10 years, a couple hundred a day. So this is called a rice noodle roll?
Yeah.
And is there a particular name in like Cantonese?
Yeah, people call it chang fan, or in Mandarin it's called chang fen, and the literal translation is actually quite descriptive. It's called the rice noodle that's shaped like intestines.
Oh,
Because
wow.
it does look like a little bit like intestines.
Actually, it does.
So in Cantonese it's chung fen.
Yeah, and the
Chang-
chang means intestine.
So we're eating chung fen rice noodle intestines. So this one's with pork. So I just grab it like this.
Yeah.
So the soy sauce there, is that the main sauce that you have with it?
Yeah,
Okay.
the main sauce, you also can mix it with chili. You
there's
can
some
add
chili
some
here.
chili on the side, and the soy sauce is already mixed with sesame oil and peanut oil, so it's got a very rich flavor. That's also house made, so that's also something special about this restaurant.
Oh, that's so
interesting.
delicious,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is it pork or beef? This one, I think it's beef.
This is beef.
yeah.
So what's interesting is that we've been to another place that had the rice noodle roll and it tastes completely different.
Yeah, so there are two criteria that you use to judge how good a chang fen is. The first one is how thin the rice noodle roll is. And you can see as she was
Very
cooking it,
thin.
it's very
Very
thin.
thin.
And the other criteria is the soy sauce, how flavorful the soy sauce is and how well it mixes with the rice noodle roll.
I'm struggling to describe like how the flavors is. It's delicious, but it's really like nothing I've really tried before.
Yeah, the beef is also very tender.
It's very light. Do people typically have this for like breakfast, or is it more of a all day
long,
thing?
All day long, and
Okay.
people like to have it with porridge as well.
With like congee.
With congee
Yeah.
and or a set meal with vegetable and more meat. But yeah, this is a very common dish. You can get it at every street corner, and every Cantonese person is going to tell you their favorite chang fen restaurant because
Everyone's got their own particular restaurant.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
so I think Karina is going to do a better job of explaining the flavors to you.
Let's see, but it's actually very interesting because we also got the bowl to share. So let me grab this one. It's actually very nice because it's already sliced, so it's not that difficult to eat it. Right.
So this is the wood ear mushroom and carrot. You've got an audience, Carolina, behind you. Oh, to your left, yeah.
Hello. It's actually very thin and it's very like silky almost. So actually the vegetables are a bit crunchier, but also what I can tell straight away is the saltiness of the soy sauce, which I really like because it's not overpowering the dish, but because it's very simple.
Did you say there was like peanut sauce in there? Oh, peanut oil in there?
That's what it is. I can taste it a little bit. Like it's not like a soy sauce, like
It's very subtle flavors, I would say.
but it's very like it's a very simple dish, but it's so satisfying. Like I don't know what it is. I know why locals love it because it's just delicious. This was a bit too much.
So Sue, the vegetarian rice noodle roll, it's called lohan.
Lohan combo, yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah, so the Lohan is the deity that you have in a Buddhist temple, as you.
Oh, like the Lohan Temple
In Chongqing.
in Chongqing we went to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it's basically a way to say that this is a Buddhist option. This is a Buddhist selection. And the reason why it's a Buddhist selection is because it's the only vegetarian dish on the menu, and there's no such thing as vegetarianism in China.
That's so interesting.
There's no vegetarianism, so like it's not like a vegetarian menu.
Rarely, it's always associated with Buddhism. So
With religion.
with religion and with this idea of like all the spirits and all the mindsets that go into eating something that is vegetarian, rather than the more, I think, the Europe or US centric way of
Yeah,
eating
like the Western idea of vegetarianism, it's more like it's a religious meal rather than a vegetarian meal.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, that's
And,
interesting.
Yeah, so the combo, you can get in a rice noodle roll, or you can get it stir fried. You can just order the Lohan selection, and then people will know exactly what it is.
Okay. And is it in Chinese, is it pronounced exactly like that, Lohan?
So it's actually Luohan.
Lohan.
Luohan.
So if I go into a restaurant and say Lohan, they'll understand what I mean?
The Luohan chao cai, or like Luohan jai, yeah. Then
Lohan, what does that mean? Is that like...
Luohan jai means basically the Buddhist Luohan selection. And
Okay.
so
if you're vegetarian coming to China, then you say
that's
that?
a good way to go.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
That's something new. That's great. So Sue is going to be showing us something quite interesting. So there's this fruit market over here.
So you notice that there are different shades of light that are over
Like a red light here.
different kinds of fruits. Yeah. So
This is a white light.
White light, yeah.
So the reason why they're shining it on red products is so that their fruits look more appealing and their products look more fresh.
Like more vibrant and more inviting.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Okay.
so they do that with apples, with meat products, and the local government actually recently banned this practice. They have
Oh,
to get
really?
fined to do this because it's like technically misleading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People still do it.
Okay.
And,
As we can
yeah.
see.
We're at the next stop, guys, and you could probably have a guess of what we're going to be having. There's a lot of fresh seafood here. Is there lobsters? That's lobsters in there.
I think so.
Wow, they look massive. We even have your favorite, Carolina,
Oh my god.
fresh crabs.
I'm actually very scared.
So I really wonder what we're going to be having here because there's a lot of different seafoods, as you can see, and this one is just full of fish. What fish is this, Sue? Do you know?
Tilapia.
Oh, it's tilapia fish. So these are tilapia fish. Carolina is a little bit worried, I can tell.
Yeah.
This looks like a really popular spot. It's so loud, and
there's so
there's
many
many locals here eating.
So we're at a very banquet-style restaurant, and usually when you sit on a round table like this, the host, the person who invites you to this meal, usually would take all of everyone's plates and bowls into wash.
So the host, which is Sue, is now...
Basically pouring water into your cup. There are a lot of ways that you can do this.
Yeah.
I'm on the lazy side of the spectrum.
Me too, I would be on the lazy side. Yeah.
So what I usually do is that I pick up my chopsticks and then do a little rinse in the middle, water from the cup into the bowl.
Oh, it's very hot.
It's very hot, so that's another thing. You have to train your fingers to get used to it.
Ow, 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 ow.
You don't have to do it.
I'm gonna try it. All right, we're in like this.
Like this. And
Oh,
then
you just turn it
roll
around?
It is very hot, guys.
This is...
It's very hot.
So guys, we now have clean utensils and plates and bowls. Now I guess it's time for the food.
Time for food.
So we've just been served what looks like squid.
Yeah.
So is it cooked in a particular way?
Yeah. So it's a stir-fried dish.
Or we have some fish as well. Wow.
Yay.
Shishi.
Yeah, so it's stir-fried squid, and it's cooked with this very aromatic food item called sand ginger, translated as sand ginger. And it's these bits that, let me see if I can find.
It's got a very particular smell. Is that the ginger, do you
I
think?
think so, yeah. So usually they'll cook it with these ginger chopped up, and so the squid would absorb the taste, and then there are also celery and green pepper on the side.
Okay.
It's a very common dish for Guangzhou, I think, especially because Guangzhou is very close to the ocean, so people have fresh seafood.
It's a
all
port
the
city,
time.
right? Is it the first port city in China?
Yeah, yeah. This is also a fish dish, and it's got chives mixed in
You can
with
see that in the middle of it, yeah?
yeah, with minced fish, and it's cooked or deep fried on both sides.
Is it like pan fried or is it like deep
I really
fried?
actually like the texture. Like it's so like kind of cut into
It
pieces.
looks like potato wedges on top of it.
Yeah, I call this the fish burger.
The fish burger. Okay, guys, so I am a little bit intimidated by seafood because I'm not really a big seafood person when it comes to the kind of fishy food. I can't really handle it well, but I'm going to be open-minded. We're in China. I'm going to give this squid a go. Should we all try it together?
Yes, let's do this.
Right. So you can see it's like a squid ring, and it's what is this on the outside?
I think the skin.
The
no?
skin. Okay.
I think you will be fine with this
All
one.
right.
Like
Wish me luck, guys.
most of the people would be very like
Like the tentacles.
scared to eat this one. Yeah.
I'm still chewing it in my mouth. It's not my favorite, I must be honest. It's very chewy texture. It's not super like fishy, which is good for me. But I think it's like the rubbery texture for me is a no-go. So
It's a very particular taste. Like it's
Yeah.
very fresh actually, and it's quite meaty. And I just really like it the way how they did stir it, because for me, like I'm not the biggest seafood lover, but because we are in Guangzhou, and it's actually very fresh, I really like it.
for me, guys, I'll be honest, not my favorite. I'm an honest person. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of seafood, but I did give it a go. All right, I think I'm going to enjoy this more than the squid.
It's very difficult to actually take it.
Wish me luck again, guys. Oh,
Very crispy,
oh, that's much better.
and the fish is so fresh that actually I don't taste the fishy flavor. Like I love fish, but this is something new to me.
This one I'm enjoying a lot more. You don't taste that fishy flavor, and I think that's probably because it's been deep fried. So
Yeah.
it's more of that kind of bready flavor.
Bready,
So
yeah, and oily.
definitely much better for me.
And I actually really like the fact that inside there's chives, right? Yeah, so it gives it a little bit different of a taste.
You said earlier it's like a fish burger.
Yeah, fish burger. I
That's a
like
good way to describe this one.
So I've got these beers for us from Zhujiang brand, and this brand is translated as Pearl River, which is the main river that runs across Guangzhou City, and it's the city's pride, and it's really the source of fortune and wealth for the city, and so people named a beer after them.
That's
and,
nice.
Yeah,
So it's a local beer.
It's a local beer.
All right, let's have a look at this close up. What's the name of it again? Pearl River beer. All right, guys, so we're going to be trying Zhujiang.
Zhujiang.
Let's give this a go. Whoa! That's so funny.
I'm a bit refreshed. Ganbei.
All right, Ganbei, Carolina. Oh,
It
It's
tastes actually very citrusy.
it's very fruity. I really
Kind
like
of.
that, yeah. The first in China to package genuine draft beer in 1997. It's nice,
My
very
year
light.
of birth, 1997.
So yeah, it's a nice beer, it's a nice light beer, fruity. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
All right, off to the next food stop.
He's just saying that, oh, I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, right.
It's really nice to see how these restaurants remember us. Like the
Yeah.
Changfeng place also recognized me. Yeah. So he's preparing the noodles right now with these young chives. So that soup is a combination of fish bone, pork bone, and a lot of different chicken bone, different kind of bones.
So Sue, what do we have over here?
So we have wonton noodle soup that is a combination of these duck egg make noodles.
I mean, out of duck eggs.
Duck eggs, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so the texture is a bit harder.
It's like a bit thicker, or
A bit thicker, yeah.
would there be more protein in these kind of
Probably, yeah.
noodles?
Yeah.
My style.
And then we
Also,
have
there's
some wontons.
Yeah, wontons are made with crab roll, shrimp, and pork on the inside.
Okay, so there is seafood, but I think I'm going to really enjoy this.
Broth has a lot of bones that are mixed in. We are looking at a clear broth, but when they're made, you actually put in fish bones, pork bones, chicken bones, all kinds of bones to create this very thick texture, and also bring kind of aroma to the noodle soup.
Yeah.
All right, let's give this a go, guys. Don't want to burn my mouth.
Yeah, that looks so thick, and that was a big mouthful. Jay loves to do that.
Noodles have a very interesting kind of texture or consistency. It's a bit more like chewy, more thicker. There is like a umami flavor. So is that broth made with like fish bones as well?
Fish
do you say?
bones,
And
yeah.
also meat bones.
Yeah, and it comes from a time when China was poor and when families couldn't provide meat on the table all the time. So they would save all these bones that are cooked from the meat meals and then cook the other meals without the meat with these broths so that, you know,
They can have some nutrition,
so interesting,
nutritious soup.
yeah.
Would they have it with wontons as well?
They would have wontons, but this kind of wonton has, you know, crab rolls and a lot of other more expensive ingredients. So I think in old times they probably would only have vegetables or just pork. But nowadays we get to experience a lot of different flavors.
And the crab is usually more expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
So there is like a umami flavor, but it's not super strong. I'm actually quite enjoying it. Right, guys, we've got exclusive backroom access.
Wow, it's a real like bamboo.
So you were saying this bamboo was
Yeah.
made. That's how they make the duck noodles.
Yeah, exactly. On one side of the bamboo, he would lay it on the table along with a very thick dough of duck eggs and flour mixed together. And then on the other end, he would sit on the bamboo. So almost like a teeter-totter. He's using his own weight to roll out the pan and
Like
the
this?
dough. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And how long does it take him to make the
大
noodles?
概多长时间是要把那个面做好的？
现在的话几天吧，3、4天。
So he was saying that it takes 3 to 4 hours to
Okay.
prep the dough every time, and the dough would last for 3 to 4 days.
3 to 4 days.
Ah, okay.
And you were saying to us earlier that in Guangzhou, you really pride yourself not on the food or the ingredient, but how you prepare things. So the
yeah.
fact that it takes so long to prepare the duck noodles, I think people in Guangzhou really are proud of that.
Yeah, and it's a lost art. I think a lot of restaurants are now more doing things more mechanically or on a kind of factory line basis. But for him, you know, he's a one-man shop and he's just doing everything on his
Yeah.
own and
Hardworking, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot of like really, literally like you're like putting your whole weight and your whole body into
Yeah.
the making process.
You can say to him that we really respect his work.
就是很尊重你，就尊敬你能够就是这么多的这个劳动，对，很难的工作，是很辛苦哦，
跳来跳去这样，
跳来跳去，
跳上来。
很多汗哦，especially on a hot day like this, it's
It's
like
difficult.
you sweat a lot and you have to like be jumping around and it's a lot of work.
A lot of work. 谢谢。
谢谢。
So we're walking through this very old residential compound and we're looking at these structures that are in between buildings. And do you want to take a guess on what it is?
My guess would be it's some kind of lift.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, but it's extended from the building.
Yeah.
Yes, this wasn't built when the building was built. It was
Yeah.
separate.
Yeah, it was a very much an afterthought. And the reason why is because these buildings were probably built in the late 1980s or 90s when elevators weren't really available to these residential buildings back then. So in the recent years, especially when these residents are getting older, they need elevators to go up and down, and they would have to convince everyone who live in this building from every floor
To chip in.
to chip in. But you can imagine, as an afterthought, a lot of these residents would have arguments on how much this elevator would cost, or who wants to pay and who doesn't. So if you
is
live
so
on the first
interesting.
floor or the second floor, you obviously are not going to use the elevator as much. So what they do is that they give you a very special chip that can open this elevator gate.
Oh, there's a little electronic tag here.
Yeah, there's
It's like a fob.
Yeah, and then when you go into the elevator, you also tap with your chip. So it's a double tap process that gets you to use the
lift.
the access the elevator. And the people who don't have the chip, basically, even if you sneak in with someone when the gate is open, you can't even press your floor. And, so basically, you just have to pay. You have to chip in order to access the elevator.
lift.
It's not that like it's just here for everyone to use. It's only for those who are able to be a part of this process.
And if not, then they have to use the stairs, which should be over here.
Yeah.
Just over there. Interesting. All right, so this lady's gone in. So she's definitely paid for her lift. It's actually super modern, the lift.
Yeah.
And it's kind of contrasting because the building looks quite old.
Usually what more local Cantonese people do is that they go to this kind of shop and they show this lady their tongue and to help them check what kind of medicine they might need in their body. So
Are we going to be showing our tongues to her?
if you want to,
Yeah, I think this will be interesting. So she kind of sees what we're lacking.
on your tongue. Yeah, so maybe if there are white spots, then it means that you are too humid. You need something that releases humid.
That's
from
so
your body.
interesting.
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything like this. Wow.
你好, hello.
那他们还是想看舌头。
Time to stick the tongue out. Do I do the tongue? What did she say?
So very humid.
Very
Not
humid.
A lot of humidity in your body.
I've got a lot of humidity inside.
Yeah.
So something
Wow.
to pull
A
Jake
lot of
down.
whiteness.
Whiteness
on
in
your
the tongue.
Yeah.
It's like she instantly saw it and she's like, oh my god, okay. Too humid,
You
Jay.
are sick.
I'm not sure if I'm sick, I'm just probably too
I
hot.
like the mixture that she's pouring in.
Yeah, so she's
She's mixing
she's
some.
got all these kind of teapots and she's mixing things together.
Yeah.
So did she tell you what she recommends?
那这个做的是什么呀？中药啊。我知道，就是里面的那个茶是哪一种啊？清热祛湿的。So it's the kinds that releases humidity in your body and
Okay.
heat in your body. So.
I trust her. I think
也可以清那些食道啊、濕熱啊嗰啲濕熱啊那些都可以。
So it's works very well in like basically getting rid of the heat and humidity.
and how long has she been doing this, like giving this kind of some form of medicine to people?
就是您做这个大概有多久啦？就是
说我们这个品牌还是说我呀，
您就是看人，因为就是要很有经验嘛。
10几年了，
哇，more than 10
这个
years.
品牌
More than 10 years.
This brand has been around for 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah.
It seems like when you have 10 years of experience, you're pretty much like a master.
Yeah, got a lot of
11年
experience.
多了，
And
快要12年了。
you're saying that all of these different menu options have the translations are for different things you might be experiencing, and
yeah,
you can pick your drink.
yeah.
All right,
It's like a
so
pharmacy.
this one.
Comes with the candy as well.
Oh, right.
Just in case if
Aw.
you think it's too bitter.
Oh,
'Cause
right.
This tea is really medicine. It's really on the bitter side.
I love the bottle.
Yes. Should I drink it now? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
这还有360度转的，
All right. I'm gonna put the candy away, but this I might need this if it's too
for
bitter.
your sweet tooth.
All right. If you want to hold on to that, I will.
So cute.
All right.
不好喝其他的吗？
All right.
再看看。
Cheers, guys.
好苦哦。
Oh, it's very bitter. I wasn't expecting that. It is really. It's not like some kind of fragrant fruity tea. This is really like medicinal tea.
Yeah. She mixed in 3 different kinds of tea into making this one.
药水就是一个功效嘛，不要3种药水加起来。
So there are probably more than 10 kinds of medicines, 10 kinds of herbs that are mixed in. So yeah, it's a lot.
All right, I'm gonna drink this again.
就它含着那个喝，含着喝没那么苦。
Oh,
So
that's
if you-
like a sweeter.
Yeah, if you just leave it in your mouth and
Yeah.
then drink.
Oh, I'm drinking now.
It's a little less bitter.
Yeah, it is like definitely the most bitter tea that I've tried.
Yeah, but you're becoming healthier.
Yeah. But the reason why it's still called tea is because, again, there's a lot of superstition in Chinese culture. Like people really don't want to think that they're sick. So when they feel sick, they go to a tea shop, and in reality, they're actually taking medicine, but
We're
they,
taking-
they don't want to be
Oh.
considered as like, oh, I'm not sick, I'm just drinking tea.
Okay, so it's
Oh,
like
that's so cool, actually. I like it.
we're not going to like the pharmacy or the doctors, but we're just going to get a tea.
Shop. Yeah, I'm just feeling under the weather. And,
Okay,
it's not a
so
big
kind of
deal.
like disguising our sickness in a way.
In a
And we're
way,
pretending
yeah.
like we're healthy.
We're pretending
We're-
we're healthy.
And then we're getting healthy with the tea.
Yeah.
Ah, shisha. So I think we're getting behind the scenes access again. So where should I film?
So they're gonna do it right here. So you see that it's a liquid of ginger.
Yeah.
It's basically hot ginger that's been boiled into a soup, and then she's pouring hot milk onto it.
Yeah.
And then basically stir it with a big ladle, and then that's it.
Okay, awesome.
And then when it's put on the table, you'll see that it's actually become a pudding. It's consolidated.
So it's changed.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So what exactly was this soup? This was like ginger meets milk or something like
The
that?
milk, yeah.
Ginger hits the milk. And what we saw earlier was it was liquid. Now it should be, now it's cooled down, it's got a bit more of a,
Like a pudding.
oh, it's like almost like kind of like tofu.
Yeah.
Kind of tofu consistency.
Like jelly-like.
All right. Should we give this one a go?
Yeah. It's very slippery, kind of.
Oh, wow.
Such a strong taste of ginger. Wow.
So it's warm and that ginger literally hits you in the face. I really like this.
I love the ginger. Like all of the ginger lovers will love it.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's really spicy and there is a sweetness to it.
Yeah. But it's kind of like hidden. Like you think that you're eating a pudding.
Mm.
But crazy.
Actually,
And it's
we-
little warm. Like it's not piping hot, what I like.
Yeah. Oh, at the back of my throat, actually, it's all kind of like fiery now. That was really good.
That also makes you feel healthy, right? Like with ginger.
I feel like this food tour is really healthy. We started off with like the coconut soup, chicken soup. Then we have the tea from the medicinal
Yeah,
lady.
and this
and
one,
now we're
yeah.
having ginger, fiery ginger.
And the second dessert that we got is the coconut, and actually on top there's fresh mango, which I love. And apparently it's a coconut pudding inside, so we should probably also
Oh, yeah.
taste it.
I'm gonna try just the coconut pudding. So we have some of the coconut pudding. Mm.
Oh,
Oops, no,
I'm
the
making a
mango.
mess.
So the coconut pudding has got like a jelly-like consistency to it.
I
You
really
see it's
love it.
very like wobbly.
It's actually so refreshing, and combined with the mango. Such a good combination.
Yeah, it's
and
really
it's
good.
not super sweet. Like the, I mean, the mango is, but the pudding is just right.
But Sue was saying to us earlier that actually it's a compliment if the desserts aren't as sweet. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
and which I love because sugar is not a good thing. All right, guys, so it was our last food stop, but I absolutely love the food. Thank you so much, Sue, for
Thank you,
taking
Sue.
us around because it was my favorite food tour so far.
We feel really rejuvenated, like it was a lot of healthy food dishes. And if you guys want to go on a food tour with Lost Plate, they don't just do it here in Guangzhou, but they do it in multiple cities around China. There'll be a link in the description, go check out the website. And if you are looking to book and you go to checkout, use our code JCarolina and you'll get $5 off your order. Again, thank you so much, Sue. And we'll see you guys in the...
Next video! Bye!
Bye, guys.